It is now.
Recording in progress.
It is now 7:48 and we are back in session. Thank you guys for allowing us that break. We're moving on to item 8B. This will be a discussion regarding water, sewer, gas, solid waste budget. I believe Hector, you're up.
Hey, Hector, I know you forgot to mention, as part of your budget, can you approve the city, the pool service? Sorry to mention that. Just as part of the discussion, those city pool services. It's both.
Okay, got it. All right. Thank you, myself. All right. Let's go to start with the city pool. Crystal, can you go back to the city pool?
Right there?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't put it in there, Hector.
All right, okay, so here we have the City Pool Service Center. This is a little bit confusing, not to me, but maybe to some of y'all, because the first two line items are combined. Basically what that means is we've taken those line items from other general fund areas and combined them into the City Pool Service Center, which it looks like they're overinflated, but that's just because of the combining. It's not like we're asking for a whole.
That part of the council where we're talking about gas, diesel, and other fuels, that encompasses the police department, parks department, street department. Those are all general fund that come, fuel expenses come out of that budget. So that's just to make sure, and of course, we increased significant amount, because of course, all the plastic fuel are in there.
Right. And the other one's the tires and batteries, those as well. We combine on those two. And the rest of that is just simple inflation. I mean, there's not much to it.
All right, any other questions? Council, do you have any questions on the pool service? Do you understand what that's used for? Any particular questions for Hector? All right, next item, Hector.
Okay, water. Okay, so this is where it starts getting a little dicey. Some of the increases are a little more significant. On 202, well, I do want to mention we work with a six employee roster here, budgeted 6 employee roster. And 202, we use that primarily for the water meters. And we did get a letter in the mail saying that there was going to be an increase in water meters. So we added what we thought was going to cost, extra for this coming year. It's a $7,500 difference. The utilities, gas, lube, oil, there is no combining on that one, so we had to inflate that one a little bit due to the cost of gas, fuel, and oil and all that good stuff.
The increase was gonna be on the meters, you said?
On the first line item, 202. Yes, primarily we use that for all sorts of equipment, but we primarily use it for the water meters. We consider that part of the equipment. And since the rates are going up for each per meter, we figured we'd ask for $7,500 difference. The 205 is the gasoline, is the primary purchase there, and then we asked for an extra $5,000 on that one. The next one is all things chlorine, 213. That's the drip oil and chlorine is primarily for water plants, and that's through the roof as well. So everything has gone up, and the utilities and telephone, that's just how do I put that? That's just the
Power, all this stuff.
right.
Just
And
operate.
everything's going up on that one. I mean, I can go be here all day trying to explain that one, but. And the dues and subscriptions, now that was that's a little steep, but we were notified earlier this year that some of the rates, permits to discharge and permits to distribute are gonna go up. And especially on the water and wastewater side, so that's why that was overinflated like that, so.
Those are permits like?
The distribution permit, I mean, just to operate, the TCQ permit, fees that they require for us to distribute the water on the water side and discharge on the wastewater side. But, and then the last one, 320, that was reduced. That's gonna be paid to the air.
Yeah, those funds there, we were taking those dollars out of ARP funds, and that was for the refurbishing of our elevated storage tank and our ground storage tank. That's where those funds are gonna be pulled out of ARP funds if the council permits. And what that does is basically decreases our operating expenses for the water side. We'd like to use ARP funds to pay for, it's a yearly payment we pay. If you look at the first refurbishment is on the Colorado plant, I believe that was the one that was done, North plant, excuse me, the one over there by the school, that was done last year, I believe.
That was the first one, so 2020, end of 2020.
And we're due to have this other tank done, and it's not just the elevated tanks, but it's also the ground storage tanks. And we can show you all images of what the before and after, what they did. All in all, it's a 10-year project. It runs, the contract's 10 years, and it's a little over $2 million for that. And it's to refurbish our elevated tanks and our ground storage tanks. I believe the next cycle is, what's the next one that's up?
The next wave is gonna be the visuals.
The next plant, the refurbishing is the Colorado plant, I believe.
Colorado needs to be buttoned up. It hasn't been completed just yet, and then we're gonna move on to the Cherry plant. Cherry plant will be the next big project.
Yeah, the Colorado plant, and then, the Cherry plant will be after that, so that's in year 2023, 2024, that those improvements will be made for those two.
With all that said, it reduces our asking price at 10.5, so there's a significant reduction to that line item. That's it for that one. You have any questions?
Water production, anybody any questions on that? All right, Hector, next item.
Wastewater, all right. Okay, so this is a little steep as well. Machinery, tools, and equipment, that's not too bad. We went up, Chula 2 went up 3,000. That's basically the, let me see, I'll get my notes right here. Hold on, give me a second.
Hector, why is everything in the red?
Well, there's a difference. I mean, the asking is more than what it was the year before. But, okay, so machinery, tools, and equipment is the stuff we need around the wastewater plant, which is pumps and stuff like that. So basically, everything's gone up. All the manufacturing costs have gone up. And for some odd reason, the delivery surcharges are horrible for wastewater stuff. Wastewater rated stuff is horrible. I don't know why. I don't know if it's considered hazmat or not. I have no clue. But for some reason, everything's gone up. Chemicals as well. It's not as bad. We still have chemicals from the prior year, so allowing us not to ask for too much. Of course, the gas lube, everything went up, so we're asking for 5,000 extra on that one. Clothing supplies is another thing that's going up. So we asked for a little bit more. Other operating supplies, which includes all your small stuff we need for the drying beds when it comes to like rakes and nuts and bolts and then little gears here and there. That's basically what that's for. Now we get to the big ones. 317, that is where the permitting to discharge fees come in. We're gonna go from what we're used to, $3,000-4,000 to about $14,000 in permitting fees. Permitting to discharge fees is what we're being told. So that's quite a significant increase. So that's why we asked for that amount right there. And of course, the 411 is all your maintenance. Your maintenance on it. This ain't no joke. The bulbs alone for that UV that we installed not too long ago are through the roof. I mean, it's the maintenance just for the upkeep alone on just the bulbs. I'm not referring to anything else. It's gone up like maybe like 60%, 40 to 60%. I can't remember the actual percentage, but so that's why we're asking for $12,000 more. It's just the maintenance thing that we have to. These are all bare minimums. I mean, it looks like a lot, but it's actual bare minimums.
On your line item 216, I just want to correct you. It's 4,500, not 5,000, the difference, and on 317, it's 15,500, not 16,500.
Is it really? I understand. Okay, no, you're right, thanks.
Just so you'll go
Okay.
back and fix that.
Okay, good. That's an easy fix, I'm sure. Okay. Math it off, all right. But yeah, I mean, basically, I'm in the ballpark, that's basically what we're asking for. And again, I can't stress enough, these are bare minimums what we have. What we're asking for is just to get by for the year. From an operating perspective.
Thank you, Councilwoman Garza, you just found us an extra $1,500.
Well, I'll look, you know me with numbers.
Yeah,
That's
you're
good, that's a good thing, yeah.
All right, anything else on wastewater?
Not for me.
All right.
Any questions?
Next. Yeah, you
Oh,
got it.
next, okay, good. Natural gas, all right. Straighten up this a little. All right, let's find it. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, okay. Chul 3, Chul 5, Chul 3 is it's an insignificant increase, that's just the cost of chemicals going up. Chul 5, it's what we added due to the hike in gasoline. Professional services, this has gone up as well. These are some of the third party outsource companies we use for our leak detection. And what else do we use?
GIS,
All our GIS
mapping.
system, we use an outside source here for these services, so that's why their fees are going up as well, so.
In our GIS system, just so you guys, new council that's not, the GIS system, we haven't posted this online, but basically, the GIS system, it keeps all track of all of our water lines, sewer lines, and gas lines. Of course, it's all underground, but if you ever wanna see the map, it's really pretty cool to look at. So you'll know where utilities run, or where we think we're running. It's not a perfect map, but we do have a pretty good idea of where all the utilities are, and so, that's what that pays for.
Moving along, on 330, this one's a little more hard to explain. I believe last week we went over this, quite a bit. So this is just the cost of gas sold. I mean, there's no way around this. This is how much extra we're gonna pay this upcoming year. So we're asking for that much difference. And of course, gas meters, there was a slight increase in gas meters as well. Is that correct? Oh, we left already. Yes, there was a slight increase in gas meters, and we believe we have enough on the shelf to hold us for the first quarter maybe, so we're not asking for too much for the gas meters. So that's pretty much it for the gas.
Any question on natural gas? All right. Next item.
Yeah,
That's it.
the second to the last was city pool, you already reviewed that. You're good.
You already did it. That was it?
Yeah, the other one was city pool, you did that.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So is that, guys, that pretty much concludes item 8B. And with that, we're gonna move to executive session.
I just wanna add a couple more things for you. Just, Jack, will remind me, but we do want, next week, we do meet, we'll have some tax rates for you. Tax rates, we don't anticipate a tax rate increase. We're not anticipating one. Again, but part of that is gonna hinge upon, what we can, budget for. Some of these things, and we wish list items, we'd like to include everything, but as you know, the dollar can only stretch so far. So on that end, we don't anticipate an increase. We did get our tax certified values yesterday, and so we should have some tax rate information, audit for next week. We finally got that done, and so you'll have that information. The certified work values will also be presented to the council. Those are just a few items. So, anyway, any discussions y'all wanna have regarding any of these items, please get with me, see if we can come up with something. That's all.
50-50.
Okay, with that, we're gonna go to executive session. It is now 3 minutes after 8, and we are